never felt a love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose. Keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia. Talking Liberia, the real way.
Never felt a love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose. Keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia. Talking Liberia, the real way.
Never felt a love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose. Keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia. Talking Liberia, the real way.
Be clear. If it don't come through a white person, we don't want it. I'll show you a quick story. In 2016, I took one of my postdoctoral residents with me to Liberia. She was beautiful, beautiful young lady, blonde hair, blue eye, very as white as you get. I love you, girl. I know you might see this. But when we went there, we got on the sword. Oh, Liberia Medical Mission. Thank God, thank all the reporters. You know, I'm not like reporter now. They asking questions, and then they came straight to her. They said, "Oh, thank you for bringing our people here. Are you Dr. Simmons?" So she said, no, I'm not Dr. Simmons. She points to me. And she said, that's Dr. Simmons. The person said, oh, okay. Well, anyway, thank you for coming back to... I mean, the level of enthusiasm for this white girl went from like, we're all the way, oh my God, Dr. Simmons, thank you so much for bringing our people. And then to, oh, I just don't let Liberian get... We don't value ourselves. Collectively, we need... The people in Liberia need to understand, break out of that slave mentality. Just because you light up don't mean you better. Just because you white don't mean you got more intelligence. So that whole different story, but let us value each other and what we bring to the table. The Google thing and don't just come through white people. Let me be clear. If it don't come through a white person...
District 6 have had only 3 district reports all of 9 years.
What do you think could be the hold-up of the district representative reneging to do this annually or in keeping with his mandate?
I think in my mind, the representative doesn't have anything to report on. So there is no need to have report. You understand? You can have something before you make report. But you don't have a project, you don't have any initiative in the community besides your own stuff. So what you're going to report on, you can go report to us on your own stuff.
Are you not seeing progress in the district?
You are there, just this one year. Just ask me about one. Just ask me about one that you know about as a journalist.
Is it because you are opposing the current representative?
No, it's not because I just asked you a question too. I said, just show me one thing that you think he's doing that he can make report on to the district. So if you do that for me, then I will not contest. There is nothing. There is nothing at all. So there is no need to make report. So I think he's doing the best because he has nothing to report on.
Do you see this as an injustice to the constituents?
Not only injustice, it's wickedness, it's corruption. Because you are voted for to serve the people. So if something is not working, you got to come back to the people and tell them, say, this is not working. If something is working, you got to come back to tell the people, this is what's happening. But if we can't get it, and you consistently traveling from the country, going to ECOWAS meetings, you come from there and nothing's happening in the district, I think we need to do more. That's not fair to the district.
Mr. You've been in the district. What are the ordinary citizens telling you in relation to this?
Sometimes they say it, but I don't really take some of these things serious because when no election around, they make these statements. But time will come again, these same people can come back and just say, oh, they gave money, they divide money, they take people from different places and bring in the district. So some of them are complaining, some of them are genuine. To be frank with you, they are genuine. When they say things to you, they say it. Some of the district residents, and some of them will say this thing. We experienced it before, and after a certain period of time, when you're getting closer to the election, these people will come and start dividing money. And once they divide money on them, you who are paying the district doing everything, they will say, you don't get money so they can vote for you. And they vote for the people now, the people getting power and people turn their back on it. Then they start to complain. They start to say, oh, that one will see, he will come back to us. And then you who are genuine to them and doing everything out of your own low down that you earn, they end up saying that you don't know what you want to do.
You think this is a warning to them?
It has gone so long. What we need to do is to just give a platform to our people and continue to speak about these issues so that people can know what can happen. Trust me, after next year, after 2027, by 2028, the number of people you will see in rural districts, you will not make it. Today, students are having programs. They give invitation to people. No one goes there. Today, communities are having their projects. They are having activities. They give invitation to people. No one goes there. But trust me, by 2029, every day by the place will be filled up with people who want to be represented. That's the time you will see them dividing rest. Today is Abraham Day. Go check to how many mosques you see people carrying rest and other things too. You understand me? But when the election time reaches, the mosques will be full with people carrying rest to the people. You will see people carrying money, you will see people carrying things to them. By 2028, you will see this thing happening because they want power from 2029.
You are pushing this issue that Representative Enos is not reporting timely or aspect keeping to his constituents. But you are saying that you alone are coming up. Is it any internal motive you have? Why is it that you are not being backed by other people's independence?
When you say internal motive, I don't know what you mean.
This is very crucial, and you are coming alone. You are coming alone to say this.
So the issues they are affected with, as the issues I've been talking about, I want to say my point in my district. Namo report just came up.
Why we are not seeing people alongside.
I don't want to be discussing people. I want to be discussing the issue in my district. I want to be discussing how we can solve those issues. You understand? And what I want to do, I don't want to discuss people. I want to discuss the issues in my district and how the issues can be solved.
How differently are you going to do this if you are?
The first thing I want to do is to structure the community. We need good community leadership. If you structure the leadership in the community, you can be able to meet everybody to talk to them, and then you work as a team. I want to make sure under my leadership that community leaders can get compensation every month. The community leader can get compensation every month. I want to make sure in the district we can talk to NGOs to have student loan, so that we can get our own school, but we have student loan for potential students to be able to have student loan and go to school. I want to be able to use sports as recreation and also use it for awareness in the district, to speak against violence, against women violence in the community, to speak against drugs, to speak against HIV and AIDS, to speak against typhoid and malaria, to speak against some of the ugly things that are happening in society. These are some of the things I want to do. I want to make sure that the young people in our community can be busy doing something. It's easy. The district has the youth and sports. The Ministry of Youth and Sports is situated in the district. You understand? The Chinese company that are building the road is situated in the district. There are stores in our district that people can work in the district. Sico is in the district. There are a lot of companies in our district that we can talk to when we have the opportunity and we have the leadership. We can talk to help the young people. Besides that, you know what we have been doing, creating job opportunity and for more young people in our district and potential people in our district. That's why you see we have created this through sports and recreation. We have created that through educational opportunity. We have created that through different things that can help our people to transform. But when you give all the bigger platform, we'll be able to do more. And what I say, give me the job and trust the process. Okay. District 6, I've had only 3 district reports all of 9 years.
I never felt love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose, keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia, Talking Liberia the real way.
Everybody with your flag, join us, celebrate, raise your hands and be happy.
And I tell you, yes, indeed, this is the program Real Talk Liberia, Talking Liberia the real way. And so, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are for us live. This is how I would like to welcome you to another edition of the program Real Talk Liberia, a 1 hour interactive online broadcast program brought to you by the management of Global Image Liberia, the owner and operator of Image TV. This program aims at giving you all of the latest information happening in the Republic of Liberia. And we also have a special edition where we take a look at major happenings within the country. So on this edition of the program, we have a lot of interesting discussion that we are going to be having. And it is the weekend on today's edition. As the weekend edition, we thought it was to bring you a topic that could be both social and that of very much important at the same time. And so we are talking about Liberians when it comes to valuing ourselves. You know, many a times we have a lot of encounters, we see a lot of things happening, and we tend to talk about them. And most of the time, as we do these little talks, those who wish to listen and make the right adjustments. Those who wish to listen and make the right choices, make the right decision. Those who wish to listen and do what is right. So we are here. We are not in favor of anybody, no politician, no political party. The only institution that we are in favor of is Liberia at large. For Liberia is our own country, and all we do is to make sure that we promote Liberia and make sure that Liberia becomes a great nation again. So my name is David, and I am your presenter of the program Real Talk Liberia. My co-presenter is Bafi Cornen, who is not feeling too well, so he's not joining the discussion these few days. And so we wish you speedy recovery so that we can continue the discussion on this program. So this program is divided into 3 segments. The first one has to do with the reading of the news bulletin that is of major happenings in the country all throughout the week. And then we have our say on the stories. Then after that, the second segment is where we get calls from our reporters in the field. They called in and fire in reports of major happenings wherever they are. And then the last segment is our Real Talk segment. That is where we talk Liberia the real way. We see it as we see it. And for today's Real Talk, we are talking about Liberians not valuing themselves. We as Liberians, we do not value ourselves. We look down upon ourselves. We look down upon things that are produced, that are made by a Liberian or made in Liberia. We do not value it. We do not cherish it. We do not love it, but rather we give all of the love to foreigners, to foreign things, things that we import. Those are the things that we worship. Those are the things that we love. Those are the things that we like to run for, to go all out for. So, well, today edition on the Real Talk, we are going to be talking about that, and we'll also be talking about some other interesting issues. And District 8 will be District 6 will be in the Real Talk edition today, as we will be talking about some happenings within the district. And we just hope that as you are out there, you can be a part of this edition. You can contribute by either leaving a comment in the comment section, or maybe you can join through the comment section. The link is there. If you want to be a part of this program, you can just hit the link and then you can join in on this discussion, and we can have an in-studio discussion together. But until then, this is how I would like to welcome you to the program, Real Talk Liberia. Stay tuned as we take this break to be right back, after which we will be getting into our program, beginning with the Bulletin of News. So stay tuned, don't you go away.
I never felt a love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose. Keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia. Talking Liberia the real way.
Everybody with your flag, join us, celebrate, raise your hands and be happy.
And I tell you, yes, indeed, talking Liberia the real way. And so on the slide, folks, this is how I would like to welcome you to the first segment of the program, Real Talk Liberia, which has to do with the presentation of our news bulletin, major happenings in Liberia. So wherever you are, however you join us, this is how I would like to welcome you to this first edition of the program, the news bulletin here. So wherever you are, stay tuned as we bring you the news bulletin, beginning with our major headlines. And it says, President Joseph Boakai convenes a major cabinet meeting focused on national security, decentralization, and the welfare of Liberians abroad. The next headlines we have here says, the Liberian Senate continues discussions surrounding the proposed War and Economic Crimes Court and the National Anti-Corruption Court. And our next headline we have here says, government strengthens Ebola preparedness measures despite no confirmed cases in the country. And then it says, traditional leaders are urged to play a greater role in national development and decentralized effort. And the next headline says, Liberia continues to expand its international engagement through its roles on the United Nations Security Council. And finally, for our headlines, we says, concerns grows over governance, accountability, and public confidence in state institutions. Those were the headlines. Now the news in details. President Joseph Boakai this week convened the 20th cabinet meeting of his administration, bringing together senior government officials to review national priorities and ongoing development programs during the meetings. The president expressed concerns over reports of insecurity and xenophobic attacks affecting African nationals in South Africa and instructed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to assess the situation of Liberians residing there. He also emphasized the importance of decentralizations, devolution, and government services. He also talked about the effective implementation of cabinet decision nationwide. The meeting highlighted the administration's continuing effort on improving governance, strengthening local government structure, and ensuring that government services reach citizens in all parts of the country. Political observers say the discussion demonstrates the government's growing attention to both domestic and international concerns affecting Liberian citizens. One of the most significant national conventions this week remains the proposed establishment of a War and Economic Crimes Court and a National Anti-Corruption Court. The Liberian Senate has continued reviewing the legislation submitted by President Boakai. If enacted, the court would investigate and prosecute crimes committed during Liberia's years of civil conflicts, while the Anti-Corruption Court would focus on corruption-related offenses. The proposal has generated strong public debate across the country. Supporters argue that the initiative will advance justice, accountability, and national reconciliation, while others have raised concerns regarding implementation, funding, and potential political implications. The Senate's eventual decisions is expected to have long-term implications for Liberia's justice systems and post-war accountability efforts. To our next development, health authorities have reassured the public that Liberia currently has no confirmed Ebola case. However, during outbreaks reported elsewhere in the region, the government has intensified preparedness measures. Health Minister Dr. Louis Mpoto informed lawmakers that approximately 4.2 million United States dollars have been allocated to strengthen surveillance system, border monitoring, emergency response mechanism, and public awareness programs. Authorities say travelers entering Liberia from affected regions continue to be monitored, while health workers across the country remain on an alert. Public health experts have praised the government's proactive approach, noting that lessons learned from previous Ebola outbreaks underscore the importance of preparedness and rapid response. Citizens are encouraged to cooperate with health authorities and promptly report any unusual illnesses. And our next development says traditional leaders have been called upon to take a more active role in Liberia's development agenda. During a recent engagement, Deputy Minister for Local Government and Decentralization, Edward K. Moba, urged traditional chiefs to champion peace, unity, and local development initiatives within their communities. He emphasized that chiefs remain important partners in promoting decentralization and strengthening grassroots governance. The government says traditional authorities can play a vital role in resolving community disputes, supporting development projects, and encouraging citizens' participation in local governments. Officials believe stronger collaboration between government institutions and traditional leaders will accelerate national development efforts across rural Liberia. And Liberia continues to strengthen its presence on the international stage through its current membership on the United Nations Security Council. Government officials have reiterated Liberia's commitment to promoting peace, multilateral cooperation, and stronger African representation in global decision-making processes. Liberia's membership on the Security Council is widely viewed as a major diplomatic achievement and an opportunity for country to contribute to international peace and security discussions. Foreign policy experts says Liberia's increasing international visibility could help attract investment, strengthen partnerships, and enhance the country's global standing. And finally, governance and accountability continue to dominate public discourse. Civil society organizations, political commentators, and ordinary citizens have continued calling for stronger anti-corruption measures, improved public service delivery, and greater transparencies in government operations. Meanwhile, reports of ongoing investigations, public debate, and policies discussion demonstrates growing public interest in how state institutions perform their responsibilities. Analysts note that public trust remains closely tied to the government's ability to deliver visible improvement in infrastructure, education, healthcare, employment, and economic opportunity. As Liberia continues implementing reforms, many citizens say they will judge progress not only by policy announcement but by measures, improvement in everyday life. This week, Liberia has highlighted several important themes shaping Liberia's future. And that's it for the reading of our news bulletin on this platform. Coming up shortly, we will bring you a national commentary, after which we will get into our Real Talk segment. But until then, stay tuned as we take this break to be right back.
I never felt a love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose. Keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia. Talking Liberia, the real way.
Everybody with your flag, join us, celebrate, raise your hands and be happy.
All right, and so a pleasant welcome back to the program Real Talk Liberia. We just ended the first segment, which has to do with the reading of the news bulletin on this program. And now we would like to bring you our national commentary on this program. And as you all know, this week has highlighted several important themes that are shaping Liberia's future, ranging from justice reform and anti-corruption efforts to health preparedness. As we all know, the issue about the resurfacing of the Ebola virus actually means a lot to Liberia. And efforts to strengthen preparedness in the health sector is a great move that the government is making, and we appreciate that. But not only strengthening health sector, the issue of decentralization, the issue of international diplomacy, the issue of government that are facing both opportunities and challenges at the same time. As we all may know, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, have expanded the KDF program, and this is actually one of a great move in the country to expand the national KDF program from 155% to 1,100%. This is a plus for the government, and they are making some strides. But yet, there are still some challenges. There are still some issues that needs to be worked on. Mostly when it comes to the issue of the health preparedness, when it comes to health crisis, when it comes to the issue of sanitation, when it comes to the issue of the rule of law. Well, we say the government needs to continue efforts in making sure that these areas are touched now, because this area, there are still a lot of difficulties. There are still doubts in the minds of Liberians as to whether they can actually trust the justice system. And same for the health system. Liberians are not sure as to whether they can trust the health system as well. So I think the government now needs to begin to work and make sure that these areas are strengthened. Yeah, we understand that the issue of the War and Economic Crimes Court, the bill have been presented to the national legislators, and we're expecting them now to work on it and begin to make some changes. We're expecting them now to work on it and make all of the necessary changes that needs to be made, and see as to whether these courts can be established in the country. But one of the major concerns that still remains about establishing the War and Economic Crimes Court, and at the same time establishing the Anti-Corruption Court, is to the issue of implementation. Not just implementation, but the issue of making fundings available. How is this going to be? How, I mean, is the government putting in modalities, working out means as to how they can be able to make sure that fundings are available for these courts that they are about to establish. And not just funding, but that these courts, when established, that they will be accountable, they will be transparent, and they will work for the people and not for a specific political party, or not for the leader of the country, but well, that this court will be independent and make sure that every case that is taken to it will be looked at independently and not from a political angle. And we also look at this. At the same time, we understand that the health authorities are making some strides. They are making some effort to make sure that the health sector of the country is set and prepared to fight the issue of the Ebola virus in the country. But we want to say this: Ebola preparedness efforts, no matter what, remains a national importance. And the health authorities needs to be vigilant, especially when it comes to protecting the public health. Now, at the beginning of this whole thing, well, I will continue to say this on this program. The health ministry, the health authorities made a mistake, and the mistake they made was to keep information that relates to the health and well-being of its citizens, to keep it as a secret. And this was a major mistake that they made. And now that they are coming back up to make clarity and to make sure that they make everything right, I want them to start putting in all of the efforts. This issue about Ebola is not a plaything, and we cannot joke with it. We have to take it very seriously. We have to put in all of the efforts. We have to put in all of the manpower that we have to make sure that our borders are secure, that our airports are secure. Now, just imagine we already have the first instance where we have people coming from an infected country and they slipped through the airport and they enter into the country. And even as now, We are still having people who are still coming from other countries that are infected with this virus, and they are still entering into our country. So I think the health authorities needs to do more. If these people enter in the country, please pick them up and put them under surveillance. Let them stay in a specific location for some period of time that they can be observed, that they can be tested. We shouldn't do this whole thing because we say, oh, our African brothers, our African sisters, so we allow them to leave their country, especially when their countries are fighting the Ebola virus. Then we allow them to enter into our country and we just allow them to walk. No, we shouldn't allow that happen. It's our time that we begin to take strict measures that we can, make sure that we protect the citizens of this country. The health authorities have said they are allocating 4.2 million for surveillance and preparedness. You know, most of the time, this money come into the country, this money are placed into the budget. And those who are responsible to use this money, they just come up and make pronouncement. But when the issue of follow-up comes, that is where we start to see a whole lot of future things going on. But we hope that this time around, this 4.2 million United States dollars that is being put, that is being allocated for the issue of preparedness. So just preparing. We do not have a confirmed case yet. So we are not doing treatment yet. So all the country is doing now is to prepare. But to prepare, we have the amount of 4.2 million United States dollars that have been allocated just for preparedness. And as the health minister said, this money is just for the health authorities to prepare. So if Ebola should enter in Liberia, there will be another allocation again to fight Ebola, which means this 4.2 million is not for fighting Ebola. It's just for the health ministry to prepare. So as this allocation is being made, let the health authorities prepare and make sure that they mount the various borders that Ebola does not enter in this country. Because I do not want to think for once that the health authority will take 4.2 million United States dollars to prepare for Ebola to not enter in the country and stay Ebola enter in the country. Then that will be a very serious issue. It will be a very serious problem. So as this amount is being allocated for preparedness, let them prepare and make everything possible, do everything necessary that this virus does not enter in this country again. Let them contain it at the border, let them stop it at the border, and let it leave wherever it came from or it is coming from. We do not want to hear the issue of we have 2 confirmed cases, we have 3 suspected cases. No, we don't want to hear that announcement in Liberia. So health authority needs to put their feet down and begin to work. Let them strengthen the surveillance service. Let them do all they can to make sure that the issue is solved and Liberia is protected. The issue of Ebola, we have experience of it. We know what Ebola did to this country. We know the amount of lives that were lost. So let the health authorities do all they can to strengthen their surveillance services. We saw a series of ambulances have been donated to them. We see health equipments are being given to them. We see that the amount of 4.2 million United States dollars have been allocated just for preparedness. So we expect the health authorities to be on top of their games in making sure that the country is safe. We do not want things that will happen and make this country to go back to where it came from. And so, folks, if you are just joining us, a pleasant welcome to you. This is the program Real Talk Liberia on Image TV with me, David. On this slide, let's take this break. And after this break, we will come back and get into our talking point. And like I said, the talking point is in the caption, and we said we are going to be talking about Liberians learning how to value themselves. Liberians learning how to value things that are made in Liberia. Liberians learning how to promote their fellow Liberians, because this is not happening for Liberia. Liberians always look down upon their fellow Liberians. You see a typical Liberian man, for him to support another Liberian man, it's very difficult. But a foreign person, oh yes, you will see all of the support. And if you cannot support your own brothers, you cannot support your own sister, but you prefer supporting people out there as a Liberian, then it means that you do not mean well for your own country. Why? Because if you cannot support your fellow Liberian, who do you expect to come to develop this country? Who? You think the visitors that come and they spend 1-2 months, 1-2 years, and they go back, you think they will be the one to make sure that Liberia be the way you want it to be? Definitely no. So we as Liberians need to start supporting each other for the betterment of the country. So let's take this break, and then we'll be right back to get into our discussion for today. Stay tuned.
Let me be clear. If it don't come through a white person, we don't want it. I'll show you a quick story. In 2016, I took one of my postdoctoral residents with me to Liberia. She was beautiful, beautiful young lady, blonde hair, blue eye, very as white as you get. I love you, girl. I know you might see this. But when we went there, we got on the soil. Oh, Liberia medical mission. We thank God, thank all the reporters. You know, I reporter now. They asking questions, and then they came straight to her. They said, "Oh, thank you for bringing our people here. Are you Dr. Simmons?" So she said, "No, I'm not Dr. Simmons." She points to me, and she said, "That's Dr. Simmons." The person, "Oh, okay. Well, anyway, thank you for coming back to." I mean, the level of enthusiasm for this white girl went from like, we're all the way, "Oh my God, Dr. Simmons, thank you so much for bringing our people," and then to, "Oh, I just don't let Liberian get." We don't value ourselves. Collectively, we need, the people in Liberia need to understand, break out of that slave mentality. Just because you light up don't mean you better. Just because you white don't mean you got more intelligence. So that whole different story, but let us value each other and what we bring to the table. The Google thing and don't just come through white people.
And yes, indeed, Liberians, let's value ourselves. It is not everything that we think that will come good to Liberia when they come from the web. The web will not only be the one that will develop this country, that will bring anything good. So at times, learn to value your colleagues, learn to value your fellow men. And our next talking point on this program will be the issue of District 6. So let's play this special interview done by Cool FM with Milton Yoko, a want to be representative of District 6, Monserrado County. Let's listen to this interview.
District 6 have had only 3 district reports all of 9 years.
What do you think could be the hold-up of the district representative reneging to do this annually or in keeping with his mandates?
I think in my mind, the representative doesn't have anything to report on. So there is no need to have report. You understand? You can have something before you make report, but you don't have a project, you don't have any initiative in the community besides your own stuff. So what you're going to report on, you can go report to us on your own stuff.
Are you not seeing progress in the district?
You are there. Just list one yet. Just ask me about one. Just ask me about one that you know about as a journalist.
Is it because you are opposing the current representative?
No, it's not because I just asked you a question too. I said, just show me one thing that you think he's doing that he can make report on to the district. So if you do that for me, then I will not contest. There is nothing. There is nothing at all. So there is no need to make report. So I think he's doing the best because he has nothing to report on.
Do you see this as an injustice to the
Not only
constituents?
injustice, it's wickedness, it's corruption. Because you're voted for to serve the people. So if something is not working, you have to come back to the people and tell them, say, this is not working. If something is working, you have to come back to tell the people, this is what's happening. But if we can't get it, and you consistently traveling from the country, going to ECOWAS meetings, you come from there and nothing's happening in the district, I think we need to do more. That's not fair to the district.
You've been in the district. What are the ordinary citizens telling you in relation to this?
Sometimes they say it, but I don't really take some of these things serious because when no election around, they make these statements. But time will come again. You see, people can come back and just say, oh, they gave money, they divide money, they take people from different places and bring them in the district. So some of them are complaining, some of them are genuine. To be frank with you, they are genuine. When they say things to you, they say it. Some of the district residents, and some of them will say this thing. We experienced it before, and after a certain period of time, when you're getting closer to the election, these people will come and start dividing money. And once they divide money on there, you who are paying the district doing everything, they will say, you don't get money, so they can vote for you. And they vote for the people now, the people getting power, people turn their back on it. Then they start to complain. They start to say, oh, that one will see, he will come back to us. And then you who are genuine to them and doing everything out of your own low down that you earn, they end up saying that you don't know what you want to do.
You think this is a warning to them?
It has gone so long. What we need to do is to just give a platform to our people and continue to speak about these issues so that people can know what can happen. Trust me, after next year, after 2027, by 2028, the number of people you will see in rural districts, you will not make it. Today, students are having programs. They give invitation to people. No one goes there. Today, communities are having their projects. They are having activities. They give invitation to people. No one goes there. But trust me, by 2029, every day by the place will be filled up with people who want to be represented. That's the time you will see them divine rest. Today is Abraham Day. Go check to how many mosques you see people carrying rest and other things too. You understand me? But when the election time reaches, the mosques will be full with people carrying rest to the people. You will see people carrying money. You will see people carrying things to them. By 2028, you will see this thing happening. Because they want power from 2029.
You are pushing this issue that Representative Enos is not reporting.
And that is Milton Yokode. He's a want-to-be representative of District Number 6, Masurado County. And as I said to you earlier on today's edition on the Real Talk on Liberia, we are looking at the issue of Liberians not valuing themselves, why they do not value each other. That is what we are going to be looking at on today's edition of the program Real Talk Liberia. And you know, Liberia is a very interesting country. And some of the things we see and experience in this country, at times, it makes people to sit and wonder about this country, Liberia. You know, Liberia is truly an interesting country for the fact that there are things that we experience in this country that no matter where you go, I mean, you cannot see such things happening in other countries. And interestingly, yesterday, I and some colleagues were having a discussion, and we are talking about the freeness of Liberia. That truly indeed, this is the land of liberty. Because this is actually, when you say free country, Liberia is a true representation of free country. We talk about the issues of drugstores. We talk about the issue of money changers, petty traders. We will see all along the road, even blocking traffic, coming in the middle of the road. We see it happening in Liberia. And there are no restrictions. No one runs behind them and says, stop doing this. You do not need to do this. You cannot do this. No, everyone, I mean, everything is just free. And we even talk about wherein in Liberia you get sick and you can get up and just walk on the road and you just walk to the drugstore and request for any kind of tablet. And please give me something for the head, man. I want paracetamol. I want pingo. I want ibuprofen. You just buy a tablet by yourself and just walk out. Or you see people working all in the communities with buckets, selling tablets, selling medications. We see these things happening in Liberia. And we were talking about it, and someone said, you know, I traveled somewhere and I was surprised that I got ill. And I just wanted to just get out of the horse and walk down the road and see as to whether I can get a justo or I could see someone selling tablet in the bucket so I can buy for them. But surprisingly, I could not see a single person. I stood on the porch for hours and then I walked down the road for some minutes. I could not see a single soul passing by me with buckets in the hand saying they're selling medicine. But most interestingly, I went to an authorized drugstore to see whether I could get some tablets. And when I went, I was asked to present a paper that will instruct those at the drugstore as to what kind of medication to give me, as to whether the tablet I'm coming to buy, that a health center that ordered me to buy it, or a doctor that told me to buy it. And I said, no, my head just hurting, so I want medicine. And the guy said, I was refused. And I was like, but this thing is happening like for commoner. I said, now my head started hurting. I just want to go to the doctor. I said, give me pin tablet. Somebody will give me pin tablet. They ain't even asking me what I'm going to do with it. They will give me it. But that's Liberia for you. But the most interesting thing is, with all of these beauties that we find within the country, with all of these freedom that we have in this country, yet and still, we as Liberians, why is it that when we enter in Liberia, we see each other, we do not have that love, that support for each other? Why? You know, many a times people complain, many Liberians complain that Liberians are very quick to pull each other down rather than to lift each other up. And most of the time we hear statements like, Liberians do not support Liberians. We only celebrate people after they leave the country. We do not appreciate our own talents. Sometimes we hear saying like, we respect foreigners more than our own people. But then the question is this really true? And if so, why has this become part of our culture? And how can we, as Liberians, begin to change this for the better of the country? And we have gotten to realize that in Liberia, many Liberians, majority, if not all, majority of Liberians grow up and all that they hear are all negative messages. All that they hear is negative statements, negative comments being made towards them. Sometimes people say, oh, you'll not make it. Sometimes people say, where your pa go, where your man go, where you think you say you'll go somewhere. So then you hear people say in Liberia that only people with connection can make it in Liberia. Only people with connection can move forward. And when people consistently hear these negative messages, they begin to doubt themselves. They begin to look down upon themselves. They begin to lose trust. They begin to lose hope within themselves. And as this goes on, a person who hates themselves, it will be very difficult for that person to just get up and start lifting another person up. And most of the time, Liberians are always the set of people that will always be in the habit of criticizing a fellow Liberian that is struggling, that is trying, that is fighting to do something for themselves, to build themselves up. You always see other Liberian sitting, discussing that person, saying a whole lot of negative things about that person. And it is very clear that every successful nation will always celebrate achievement. And most of the time, people become inspired when they see others succeeding. And most of all, success should motivate us and not threaten us. But most of the time, that's the case for Liberia. You will see other two ladies that are coming up together, and one is trying to push forward, one is trying to progress, one is trying to change their life, one is trying to make, some impact, even if not in their own life or in the lives of others. And the other is there, and that other person is mostly focused on just living a life of the present, only thinking about what is now, not thinking about tomorrow, not thinking about what could happen in the next few years to come. And that person, seeing their friend building themselves for the future, will now be the one that will start to go around to other people and begin to discuss that her friend that she has been with. And you will hear a whole lot of things, whole lot of statements that they will start to make about their friend. And it gets more interesting when that person that they are discussing becomes successful. And then they are still on that level. And then that is when they want the magic to happen. This person that you have discussed, This person that you have made a whole lot of negative statement on for the start to the end, when this person was struggling with whatever they have been struggling with, now this person have succeeded. And you just want for some kind of magic to happen. That everything that this person have strived for, everything that this person have struggled for, everything that this person have sacrificed for to earn, this person should just come and just start wasting it on you. This person should just come and just start sharing it to you. I mean, giving you access to everything. When you are one of those that have looked down upon this person, you are one of those that have even tried to pull this person down, and never once have you supported this person in any effort, in any endeavor. You have never. But now, you want this person to remember you. Oh, they want to be man now. Or I would grow in a community who are running down for one together because you not get some more money now. You not get time for your friend. You are not the person friend. Because if you were that person friend, the both of you would have been at that same stage. But because you made yourself as an enemy, so you are not with the person to where they are. And because the person have reached their goals, the person have achieved what they were striving for, while you are trying to break them down, you are trying to hold them down. And it's now you remember that the person is your friend. But the question on this program today is, why is it that Liberians, as Liberians, we value foreigners more than our own brothers and sisters? And this is one of the hardest questions. You know, many Liberians are willing to trust. Many Liberians are willing to support and respect foreigners more than their own fellow Liberians. An example could include the hiring of foreign consultants while ignoring local experts, supporting foreign businesses while neglecting local businesses, giving greater recognition to outsiders than talented Liberians that are in the country living with you. On this platform today, we are not calling for foreigners to not be respected. But what we are calling for today, what we are saying today, is that why don't we, as Liberians, give the same respect to our own people, the same respect that we gave to foreigners, the same respect that we gave to outsiders? Why can't we give that same respect to our own people? But rather, we look down upon our people. We suppress them. We consider them as nothing. But when the time comes when you truly need someone that will stand by you, when you truly need someone that will support you, that is the time that you begin to look for the local Liberians. That is the time that you begin to act like you know the ordinary Liberians. That is the time you try to look for them. That is the time we try to find them. I mean, why do we do this as Liberians? Why? And that is the question. It's said because that we think that the foreigners are more better than our local people. And this is another thing. These days, we see many of our colleagues going out of the country to acquire higher education. And when they go there, the statement they make is that I'm going out to get my paper. And when I come back, I know I will be respected. I will get the employment. I will get the job. Because in Liberia, we only respect things that come from outside. We only respect the foreign documents, the foreigners. When they come with all of the BB titles, we respect them. We honor them. But at times we have our own local Liberians that are even more productive than some of those people. But yet and still, we do not support our own Liberians. We let them to linger. We let them to float. You hear that, well, this institution is having an event and we are calling on all vendors to come for a bidding process. And those who come successful will be the one that will be taken. To the extent that we have foreign institutions that are being awarded contracts that should have been awarded to local Liberians. Foreigners are being awarded those contracts. Foreigners are being employed in position that local Liberians needs to occupy. It is not that we do not have qualified people. Liberia have people. Liberians have people out there that are qualified enough to fill every position in this country. We have engineers. We have scientists. But yet and still, we overlook them. We let them to go out and fight on their own. And when they go out and fight on their own, and when they start to make their name, then that is the time we want to claim them. But when those people were here, we look down upon them. We never care. We took them to be nothing. But now that they have gone out and that they are making their name, they are making impact, that is the time now we want to act like we know them. That is the time we want to act like we own them. That man is a Liberian. That woman is a Liberian. Yeah, like our Liberian brother, like our Liberian sister. But when she was here, when he was here, you never knew any of them. You never one day supported them. So why are we like this? Why? This is the question. Why are we like this? Why? Why can't we as Liberians begin to put our hands around each other and build each other up? Why? You think the foreigners that are coming here to open business, where do you think they are getting those money from? Some of them credit. They take money from their country. They take loan and they come into your country to invest it. So what if we were supporting our local businesses, giving them the same loan too, for them to compete with the foreigners? You think the country will not be better? The country will definitely be better, but we are not thinking at that point yet. We do not really care about that yet. It is not our concern. We get the little contract, we rush to the foreign businesses. If we come to a bidding process, we make sure that we manipulate the system until the foreigners gain access. Construction service, we run to foreign business. Procurement service, we run to foreign business. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? When will we as Liberians sit and begin to promote ourselves and begin to build each other, support each other? When? And that is the question that we have today on this edition of the program, Real Talk Liberia. And sadly, we do not have much time left. Time have caught up with us on this edition of the program. And so we will take this break, and after which we will be right back to call it a close.
Let me be clear. If it don't come through a white person, we don't want it. I'll show you a quick story. In 2016, I took one of my postdoctoral residents with me to Liberia. She was beautiful, beautiful young lady, blonde hair, blue eye, very as white as you get. I love you, girl. I know you might see this. But when we went there, we got on the sword. Liberia medical mission. Thank God, thank all the reporters. You know, reporter now. They're asking questions, and then they came straight to her. They said, "Oh, thank you for bringing our people here. Are you Dr. Simmons?" So she said, no, I'm not Dr. Simmons. She points to me. And she said, that's Dr. Simmons. The person said, oh, okay. Well, anyway, thank you for coming back to. I mean, the level of enthusiasm for this white girl went from like, we're all the way, oh my God, Dr. Simmons, thank you so much for bringing our people. And then to, I just don't let Liberian get. We don't value ourselves. Collectively, we need, the people in Liberia need to understand, break out of that slave mentality. Just because you light up don't mean you better. Just because you white don't mean you got more intelligence. So that whole different story, but let us value each other and what we bring to the table. The Google thing and don't just come through white people.
And yes, indeed, the Google things do not just come to where people, Liberians also can do something good. And so, folks, on the slide, this is how I would like to take my leave of you and say many thanks for following this program. Many thanks for being there as I brought you this very social but important discussion on the program, Real Talk Liberia. Hope to begin a new edition on Tuesday of next week. My name is David, but as I take a look of as I take a leave of you, let me leave you with this. A nation can only grow when its people believe in themselves and one another. If we continue to pull each other down, we all as Liberians will continue to lose. But if we learn to support, encourage, and celebrate each other, Liberia can unlock tremendous potential. So on the slide, folks, I would like to say many thanks to you for being there while I was here. My name is David. On this edition of the program Real Talk Liberia, do have yourself a wonderful time, and bye-bye from my end.
I never felt a love like this, so peaceful and secure.
Liberia, are you ready for the real conversation? From breaking headlines to community voices, from politics and entertainment to youth empowerment and national development. This is Real Talk Liberia, a platform where truth meets the people. Real stories, real issues, real solutions. Hosted with passion, professionalism, and purpose. Keeping Liberians informed, inspired, and connected every week. Your voice, your story, your nation. Follow us on Image TV, Real Talk Liberia. Talking Liberia, the real way.